challenges. And this picture is generated by AI. We are now ready. We don't have time to come up with illustrations and pictures. We just tell the machine, please, I'm going to talk about this. Give me an illustration or give me a picture. If it's not good enough, I tell it again. You try, but this is not what I wanted. Change green to blue, remove this and add this, and it gets something better. We can look at it. So what are some of the challenges we need to note and limitations? There are many challenges. The first one we can talk about hallucinations and fabricated citation. We know what hallucinations are. In our local language, it's what? So you might ask it a question and say things that are not correct, things that are not facts. So don't take everything AI gives you as facts. It can hallucinate. You can ask it about US gem. It tells you it's a prison in USA. It fabricates citations. If you say please include citations and cannot get citations, it will create them. Citations that don't exist. So you have to check every citation and make sure that they actually exist. Bias and representativeness. There is a lot of bias because it is learning from data, and most likely it was trained with data from maybe Europe and USA. If we come down here, you find there is bias. What is giving you is bias to a certain region. So you have to be careful when you're checking. The human has to be in, you cannot only use machines. Opacity, we cannot explain well what it's doing. And in research, we need you to explain everything that has been done. So if it gives you things that you cannot explain, then that's a limitation. Now, reproducibility. Yes, in research, when you say you did this and did this work, you should be able to reproduce the same results if you do it in the same way. But in AI, if I ask it the same question today and I ask it the same question tomorrow, the answers are not the same, depending on the conditions of the day, depending on the model you're using. So you've seen AI has many models, or we can call applications. If you're using Meta AI, you will not get the same answers. ChatGPT, you will not get the same answers. Maybe Perplexity or DeepSeek. Even if you use the same today, you use tomorrow, the answer will not be the same. Even if at the same time. So there is a problem. In research, we want you to produce exactly the same when you try again. But for AI, we have to be careful. We will not produce the same again. Methodological errors, it could use a different method than you told it to use, and you find problems. Automation bias or overreliance. With AI, the biggest problem we are going to get in a university is that students are not going to read. They want to copy and paste because they can get the answers. So we need to change the way we evaluate them. Don't ask them to produce facts. For facts they will get. Just ask them to come and present and we see what they have in their head. not what they can put on the paper. Because every question now can be answered by AI. Mathematics, we have specific AI models that are far much better than human beings. So if you want to get a better mathematician, you'll get an AI that beats that mathematician. In our side of programming, before this year ends, there will be no single software programmer that will be better than AI. Domain gap knowledge is also a limitation. We are saying that AI can do all this, but if you don't have that domain knowledge, AI may give you wrong facts and you're not going to know. So you need the domain expertise. So if you're going to produce a hobby, if you're not a priest, what you get will not be what the priest will get. Because the priest knows what to ask and knows how the family should flow. So we still need experts. It's experts that are going to use AI. It will be hard for me to use AI for mathematics. How do I start? Which question do I ask? If it gives me the answer, how do I know it's correct or not correct? So while AI may do much of the work, we still need experts. They are the ones who are going to ask the questions and to see what has given and to give us the domain knowledge to try to make it local. Of course, we know plagiarism concerns. If you get work from AI and for academic writing, how do you reference? You need to acknowledge that this work was from AI. So very soon, I think they have started. In the references, they show you how to acknowledge or cite AI. So you have to say this work was from AI, this model, at this time. Otherwise, the lecturers may get here and say, this is not your work. We are not going to accept this. You're doing plagiarism. So there may be many more challenges. Someone can give us like one or two challenges before we move. Which other challenges are you seeing in AI and limitations?
Okay, thank you. I just want to continue from what you just talked about, plagiarism and the use of AI. Now, when you look at the plagiarism software we are using, which is Turnitin, when you most of the time when you use AI, you bypass it to some extent. But now recently they have introduced AI detection. So you find plagiarism, you have below 20, which is acceptable. But when you check for AI, it is 80%. So as we are using it, like saying, we really need to use it. Me, I like saying I use it as a reference. Like when I'm doing my work, I check what is there and I see if there is sense or there is no sense. Just that. Thank you.
Yes, there are many tools that can check if you're using AI. Turnitin already has incorporated that. They can check if you're using AI. The tools online are many. You can use ChatGPT 0 to check if someone uses AI. Zero. We shall see it. But the tools are many. If you go on Google and say which tools are free and I can help me to check if someone uses AI, they give you a list. But interestingly, there are other tools that help you to make sure these tools don't get you. So when you get work from this tool, you put it in this tool, it changes it so that this tool should not get you.
Can we know those tools?
If you Google, you will find them. You see which tools can change my work so that they don't get me that I'm using AI. You'll get the list of the tools. Just in AI. So it says one of the tools is just in. Just in. Let's write it's just then in with is dot AI. Is it like that? Just in? Just in without it? Dot AI. So the tools are many, but some of the tools you find the better functionalities, you have to pay for you to use them. The common tools we can use in research, there are very many. We shall look at like one or two. They give you a free version that is limited. If you want more features, then you pay to use. Most of us have used ChatGPT. We know there is a free version and a paid version. How much do we pay for ChatGPT per month? About $20. So if you don't want the free version, you can pay $20 every month. DeepSeek, this is mainly free. So if you are not using a paid ChatGPT, it's better use DeepSeek because it's a little higher than the free version of ChatGPT. DeepSeek is from China. They made it free and it does well. In research, there is a tool called Research Rabbit. We can look at it. When you put in your title, it will suggest papers that are related to that title. It creates for you like a map so that you know which paper to read next. So it's good in literature review. There is connected papers. Connected papers works near like Research Rabbit. If you put in a paper, it tells you which other papers are connected to that paper and how they are connected. There is consensus, that's the same. There is Julius. Julius mainly focuses on data analysis. So if you do data analysis in ChatGPT that's not good enough, you can try Julius. There is L6, there is Jenny, there is Chat PDF. You no longer need to read the whole PDF. You just put it in Chat PDF. It will convert it into audio, and you can even ask questions. You can tell it, okay, summarize for me. What was the main point? Which methods did they use? What were the key findings? So as long as you upload the PDF, it should be able to give you answers as you ask. So when you're doing literature review, you may not need to read all the papers. Some of the papers, just upload them there, ask it questions. Summarize for me this paper, tell me the findings, which method did they use? Is it similar to the other paper? Then they give you. Grammarly, we usually see it. It also uses AI. Paperpal will also help you in writing different things. Science space, perplexity, AI paper finder, notebook, LM. We shall pick like all the tools and look at them. Then after here you can look at some of the tools. Even that notebook LM, it should be able to do that. So let's open one of them and see. So let's try like notebook LM. So this one is from Google. So it's a Google notebook LM. So when I go here, you see they say understand anything. So I'm going to say try. So I'm going to create a new notebook. I want to give it a PDF. So it says upload the PDF. So I will go to my downloads. If I'm doing research, I pick the PDF I want to upload and put it here. So you see it's uploading the PDF that I want it to read for me. So if I don't want to read, if it's ready, I can tell it give me an audio overview. So it can even edit the video, you can ask it questions. What are the main findings? So it has read for me the paper, it's telling me the main findings of the paper. If I say what method do I use, it will tell me. If I say summarize the paper, it will summarize the paper for me. I'm waiting for the audio to be generated. I ask more questions. That's a summary of the paper. So, so the summary is more than the original. So you can tell it again in two paragraphs if you think can fit. So when I say in two paragraphs, you should say okay. And to try to summarize in two paragraphs. And these are two paragraphs. And they are not big, only that my screen is small. If I expand this, it's not big. But if I put this somewhere in, let me see, copy. If I put this one in Word, it will not be big. So, so I'm going to put it here and see if it's big. Summary is not a page, but if you want to summarize more, you tell it. You just say 10 lines will be enough to summarize in 10 lines. So we are looking at notebook, LM. We are saying you give it PDF, as many as you, the free one should be limited. You give it the PDF, then ask it questions. So it does the same as chat PDF. If you go to chat PDF, it should do the same. Ask you put the PDF and ask it questions. So when you're doing research and you have the PDF to read, you choose which tool you think will help you to read that paper. There are many more than this. Even ChatGPT, it can read for you the paper and summarize it. So the same as here, they're asking me to upload. I'm waiting for LM to give me audio, but it takes a minute. So let me choose a topic and put it in search rabbits and see what happens. And I say research rabbit, and I open this tool. Sign up. It needs me to log in. Before I log in, let me play this video. We see what it does. Instead of logging in. You see how it has drawn the map? So your paper is here in green. It will tell you the most connected paper will be in bigger dots. The paper that are connected but not very close, they will be in smaller dots. So when I'm doing literature review after this, I know that other paper tree should be this one or this one. So it can direct you to which papers you should read next by drawing that map. So connected papers should also do the same. So if you've got connected papers, it also uses some AI to show you how the papers are connected. So you will see that the map is near the same. So you choose which one that will build better. So if I put here like role of AI in education, so if I choose one paper, I'll just choose this one. They also make a map and tell me which other papers I should read next that are connected to that paper. So this is the map. From the center, we can see we need to read this paper, which is vision challenges and roles and research issues of artificial intelligence in education. We need to read that one, a review of artificial intelligence in education, 2010 up to 2020. We need to read this one next. Schematic review of research. So when we are doing literature review, we should either get which other papers to read using connected papers or the research rabbit. Ellen, we are waiting for an audio. Ellen, it's come. So the audio should have come.
Today, we're diving into a topic that's not just, on the horizon. It's actively reshaping our schools and universities right now.
So we put a PDF, it generated an audio, so it's going to explain the
Artificial
paper.
intelligence in education. Big topic, huge. We've poured through a really fascinating review article that lays out exactly how AI is transforming learning environments. Our mission for you today is basically a shortcut. We're going to unpack the core benefits, the most compelling real-world applications, and crucially, the challenges. So you walk away truly informed.
Right.
The big question we're exploring is, well, can AI truly revolutionize education, or will it just digitize existing problems? So let's unpack this. When we talk about AI in education, what exactly are we referring to? What kind of technologies are involved here? What's the big picture goal the article highlights?
Well, what's interesting is how clearly the source defines it. It's fundamentally about using advanced technologies like machine learning, where algorithms learn and adapt from data, and natural language processing, which lets computers
So
understand.
basically, we got the idea. Put a PDF, ask it, make it a conversation, or use one person to explain this paper for me. You can even ask them questions that they reply.
The core aim really is personalizing education for teachers, moving beyond that one-size-fits-all model.
So it's not just about like robots standing in front of the class. It's not that simple.
No.
It's about sophisticated tech
So maybe lastly I should talk about. So if I say give me a topic in this area, I should give me topics. Let's say which research are we doing? We choose a topic. If I tell it AI universities, give me a search topic or search proposal, it should give you the first draft. And you see how to go on. So we are going to try data analysis with AI. So we are going to load one file and we ask it questions to analyze the what? The data. We have experts here who are data analysts. Like who?
Bernard.
So Bernard, you are going to ask questions. So we have this data set. We are going to load it. After loading it, we shall ask questions. So you see it has read the data already. So in analyzing data, which question do you ask first? We can ask it now. There is this plus, which says add photos and files. So when I say this, I say I want to add a photo and a file. When I click this, I choose where the file is. It's on a flash. When I click on it and say open, it will tell it has finished reading and it will give it to you here. So which question do you usually ask first?
I think maybe before the last question, we need to understand the data itself first. So maybe to give a background on this data set, so as members want to ask the questions.
Okay.
It was a data generated from students of ICT. So we are looking at their gender, the age, and we're looking at the marks they scored for the certain course unit. Then we took their weights and then their heights, which softwares they have, if they own a computer or not, and then which software do they, in which year are they. So, based on those variables, you can now ask it to summarize whatever you want. For example, you can say, give me a cross tabulation or a table showing students' age and their year of study, something like that.
Yes, I have got it explained for me the data just by reading the columns. So it's great for me, there is gender, should indicate sex, it has male and female. It shows me all the columns and what they have. So which question, you said which is the first question? Is there missing data? So if you just say is there missing data, it will go through the file and tell you. What data set has no missing data. If it has missing data, you ask it, how do I deal with missing data? It will say according to your data set, you should do this and this. Let's tell it to run, say gender is 2. Let's say look at gender and produce a chart. Of course, I'm not a data analyst, so I'm asking fake questions. So if it brings this and you don't watch it, just do it once.
No, histogram will not work because that is categorical data.
Yes, categorical. Let's try bar chart.
Work on continuous data.
So if you say bar chart, it will change it to a bar chart. So we can say gender by year. So now it has separated gender by year. Year 1, year 2, year 3. If you don't like the colors, you say no. I will not take that color, make it blue and
We can get red and brown.
brown what? So it's following it because I'm still on the same bar chart. I'm only changing the colors. So you see you can download, so you just download and use this chart. So as long as you know what you want to ask.
Sometimes you want to use this into your presentation, but then you found that you needed to change maybe the heading, the axis, the y-axis, the x-axis information. Please feel free to ask, and it will do that. Or else you can still ask for the code because that is a code behind that. If you are familiar, you can. Yeah, you can get it also.
You download,
He's going to show. He's going to show you.
So you can download this. But if you're working with R, you can say, give me that in R code. So it gives you the code instead. If you're using R, you just copy this code and put it in R to produce the same. If you're using Python, you say give it in Python. If you're using Starter, you say give it in Starter. But you still need to be an expert to ask the right questions. So you still have knowledge.
Thank you. While using that chat GPT, is there a provision to save the information I got it? For example, I have asked for the map of Uganda showing the districts, and it has come. Do we have an option of saving it maybe in a certain program, the normal program, like what? Thank you.
Ask it again. Let it give me a
I think the question he was asking, like for example, you have got the chart, he has got the Ugandan map. Can you save it in another program like you want to use it in your research? I think when you look at him, he was clicking somewhere, download chart. You can download it and save it and put it in any other program you are using. And for like data analysis or like for the example you gave, coming up with that map, like he said, there is a code behind that was used. So like in drawing a map, you need something called shape files. So you can even ask, can you give me the files that you used to get this map? And you can even get them and download them and use them in another software that can do the same thing. And maybe on the image, consumer was interested in the image. Also, you can go ahead, like when we are talking about publication charts. This may be of poor quality, so you can go ahead and like what Ziwa was talking about, customize it, ask for there is something they call DPI, dots per inch, somewhere when you are publishing. It should be either 150 or 300. You can also tell it, please generate for me the one with this DPI. That is the customization Ziwa was talking about. Thank you.
So without giving it a general, I have given it a general question. I'm saying assume it's a master's level, and nice for me the data. So you can see what you will do. It will be a lot of work on its own. So the end to say, can I prepare the other code or Python? Then it goes on and do that. And it is a lot. You keep interacting with tools, learn as you